Hello everyone, it's Sharon Galbraith here at Eastridge Pottery. Hello. And today I am glazing, and I've been glazing all week. And I'm going to show you a couple of different ways to glaze. I'm going to have to take a few videos and piece it all together. Earlier in the week, I put glaze inside the carvings of my mandala, and then I let the whole pot dry because I don't want the top to be wet. So I did that 2 days ago, then I waxed it. It's been drying, and now I'm ready to put the first layer of top glaze on the top of the plate. So I always mix up my glaze really well. I've already mixed it for about 15-20 minutes with the electric drill bit, and I always just go back in and get a good stir. You know, any heavy particles in the glaze, I like to bring them up into the glaze. And this is Hydroscale, which is a beautiful blue. It's by Coyote. It looks like that. That's Hydroscale. And I'm going to pour this glaze just into the center of this plate. So I like to use these little cups that I get in dry detergent containers. They're great because they have a handle and a little corner for pouring. And this is a small plate, so I don't need a lot of glaze. And I'm going to hold it at an angle. I'm going to pour some in, and I'm going to swirl. And you want to try to get the exact right amount of glaze. And I'm just going to pour it around. And this glaze might grow crystals, so I'm not too worried about it being too thick in spots. I'm just gonna use my finger, and that's that. I might come in, there's a little spot here I miss. A brush, get it into the bottom of the pot of glaze, into the bucket of glaze. Fill the brush bristles pretty thick, and I'll just come back around and catch any spots that I missed. I don't know if you can see this. I'm not quite sure how the angle is on the camera. Looks pretty good. One more little spot. I'm just letting the glaze drop off the bristles and onto the spot where I want it to go. That's it. And a little bit went over, so I will come in with an X-Acto that has kind of a straight edge. And I'll just come over here, and anything that went over that I don't want on the rim, I like to get it off while it's still wet. That way a lot of dust doesn't go, chemical dust going into the air. And I'll give it a nice clean edge. And now I'm gonna let it dry for a couple hours at least before I do this rim. I'll come in here. And while this glaze is mixed, cute little berry bowl, I already dipped twice going that way into amethyst. And I want to do an overlap in this middle area because I like the two together. So I'm going to mix up my glaze again. And I do mix a lot. I mix in between every pot before I dip or pour or a brush or anything. I mix it again. It can't hurt to mix it, but you've got problems if you don't mix it, so I just mix it. Okay, so this one I'm just gonna come in upside down, and I'm gonna hold it in there for probably count of 5, and I'm gonna go in at an angle. And down, 1, 2, 3, and I come up a little bit, 4, 5, and I shake. And then There's some on the rim, so I just go around to make sure that nothing drips when I don't want to turn it over until it's done being loose glaze, loose wet glaze. And there's still more, you can see, so I'll just keep turning it. And that is about it. And you know, I kind of want to force some design to go down to the bottom. So this is always kind of fun to do. I'll take my brush and I'll get it really full of glaze. And I'll come in here and I'll just do like little V's, and that'll push the movement down in that kind of a design. So there you go. I've now showed you how to pour, how to dip, and how to brush. And I might actually put a dot more in each spot. And I would only do this on the inside of a bowl because I don't like when it runs to the foot and messes up my shelves. And that is it. That is a quick lesson on how I do a little bit of glazing. We'll catch you next time. Happy glazing.